was a very short person here. I always tell people that when I became a minister, one of the things I looked the most forward to was to say, all protocol observed. Because I've heard that word in every government function. And today I want to say all protocol observed because everybody here is very special and very dear to our hearts. Before I start, I know the media has deadlines and some came here to come and hear, so let me get the uncomfortable out of the way before I go into the good work that we've done. You know, I was in the news for spending money going to Paris. Past 2 days I had to answer being called a joyride. Now, I don't understand when there's a sporting event. I first got very angry because they were comparing me to, they said I removed Mama Joy and I replaced myself with her. So I got angry. But then I realized being a government official, you must be transparent. You have taken on something that you can't get angry when people ask you about their money. Because every cent that we are using is belonging to the people. Now, I was annoyed for 10 minutes, but when that realization came, I realized that I must answer. And I'm going to answer very transparently here. And if there's any media person that still feels that I've not adequately answered, please, I will remain behind so that you can go back to the newsroom having all your questions answered. Number one, my first trip as a minister, the first one as a minister, not as a person, as a minister, was to the Olympics. I came a week before the Olympics start. I attended 6 different meetings. I attended a meeting with the Minister of Azerbaijan. I attended a meeting with the African ministers. I've attended a meeting with the Commonwealth ministers. I've attended the opening ceremony. I've also attended a meeting standing in for the Minister of Police where they had all the police there. So I had 6 meetings I had to attend. Now, before the opening ceremony, the rugby already started for those that don't know. So I went to go and watch the 7th rugby. Then when the Olympics started, I sat in the rain so that our athletes also can have somebody screaming for them there. And then I realized because I was so excited for this new job I have, I want to learn, I'm going to come back. I'm probably the only minister in the world of sport that was not at the Olympics. Now, where do you get the joyride thing from? So I want to make it very clear. I came back, not because I was forced to come back. There was nothing wrong me being there. Now he's going to sporting events. That's my job. Do you want me to go look at cabbages and the agriculture? That is the job of Mr. John Steenhuisen to look at the farms. You can't. That's my job to go to sporting events. Yeah. Especially the biggest showcasing of talent in the sporting world, which is the Olympics. I didn't go to the Paralympics, and that's not an achievement not to go. And I'm still going to go to all the sporting events because that's government. Now you want to portray me as a person that's taking a joyride. That thing you can do with other ministers. You've chosen the wrong one. Because I'm flying first class all the time with my own money. And now I must fly business class. So it's not an upgrade for me, it's a downgrade. Locally, I fly like business class. But as a minister, you must fly economy class. The other day I was flying, was my partner. And she said, can't we book you? Because my knees are so long. Because I can't sit now and then I must stand up so that I can. But that's what the ministerial handbook demands of me. It demands of me to fly business class, to fly economy class locally. I fly twice a week and I fly economy class. Internationally, the ministerial handbook demands of me to fly business and not first class. I'm mentioning this so that people can know I've not done anything outside the ministerial handbook. I got there, I saw them saying, Mr. McKenzie, welcome, welcome, jump in the car. Now it's being acted like I'm sitting behind the computer and go to the different airlines, which things, there are people that are hired for those. Now, if you want to play politics, it's fine, but don't play politics only with me. If I have to account, which I'm doing, we expect every minister to also account, because this is important to all of you. I've done absolutely nothing wrong. And I'm as transparent as possible. I went there. In fact, when I saw it's 125,000 rands for 5-star hotel, myself and the acting DG, we both said we can't do this. Isn't there a cheaper hotel? I flew, I stayed in a 4-star hotel, which was a bit cheaper because it was during the Olympics, all the prices were up. And you can't compare euros with rands. Our currency is not that strong. And now people want to act like, particularly in the DA, that it's my first time going overseas. 2007, I stayed for a month in Paris to watch the Rugby World Cup. For 1 month. I flew there first class. I stayed in a 7-star hotel for 1 month. Now, because it's no longer my own money and I must follow the rules, if the rule says I must fly economy class, I shall fly economy class. So I wanted to just get that out of the way. All the media that's here, we can still talk about if you have any further questions about the trip. But don't say I went for a joyride. And don't compare me to Mama Joy. I am not a super fan. I'm the Minister of Sport, Arts and Culture. The second issue, which is also in the media at the moment, I just want to get those two out of the way, and then I come to the work I've done. The issue of the Springbok. They say the Springboks are being, the Springboks are being sold, all those things. I think I just want to bring context because I saw other political parties say I didn't even know about it. I was sleeping on the job. You see, hey, Floyd must come back. What I want to say, 3 months ago, SARU met with me and they presented the deal to me to say, this is what we want to do. We need money. There's no money in SA Rugby. Most rugby unions around the world and federations are experiencing a cash crisis. When I looked at the deal, I said to them, we will meet in 1 week. They came in 1 week. I said to them, there's something I don't agree with on the deal. There's no South Africans in this deal. They said, thank you, Minister. We will come back to you. They then came back and they said, Minister, we have included South Africans now in the deal. The law of FIFA and the International Rugby Federations, you can't interfere in soccer and in rugby. You can do it on a certain level. So I can only urge, but I can't truly, fully instruct, because that might be deemed as interference, and then you get banned. So what they did, they came back, they said they've got South African partners now. I said, all right, if that's the case, it's good. Then we got complaints, my office got complaints from the Rugby Union presidents. So they were supposed to vote today. I then said, stop that meeting, let us meet again, so everybody can be happy with the deal. So that's where we are with the deal. I didn't see this deal the other day when some political party was giving a statement. I've been working, I've even met the Eckerley company, the company that's buying. I've met the owners, the brothers of that company, the owners. I've met them. I've engaged with them so that I can make sure that South African Springbok rights are not being sold for a song. So I hope I've made that one clear. Enough about that. Let me go to the work that I've done. I must first thank, I've never met the deputy minister. And maybe you don't know it, but I think you know it. There's a lot of tension I've picked up between ministers and deputy ministers. So much so that the president called us in and he says we need to be collegial. We need to be collegial with our deputy ministers. And when I met her for the first time, I tried to Google her, but I didn't see much about her on Google. But when she walked into our first meeting, I knew I'll be fine when she said, "Awe massacred." And I want to say to the deputy minister, you know, thank you so much for who you are to this country, who you are to me. We work truly nicely together. And we have our things we differ on a lot, because she's a very strong woman. And she doesn't let me always get my way. And she would say, no, but I disagree. And for that, I want to say I've also learned so much from her. And I can tell you, without a doubt, in the GNU, I have the best deputy ministers of all the ministers in the GNU.